Alright, YouTube, BigH Trucking, back from Thanksgiving holiday. Gotta go and check this one out. This is an interesting trip, one I've never had before. Oh, and by the way, I came back yesterday. It was a beautiful day here, and I brought my polish and my buffing and my buffer. I spent all day taking out the scratches, the spider webs, and I did a wax just on the front hood, the fenders, etc. But anyway, I'm here to pick up a trailer. Check this one out. Taking this all the way from here to Manuka. Drop the trailer off at Manuka and going to another place to pick up an empty, and then go and pick up my load. I gotta figure this out. I gotta figure out what trailer it is. Give me a second. So that's what we're doing. That's my Friday and Saturday 700-mile deadhead, which is fine. 170,258. 170,258. So 170,156. So, yeah, it's been a long time since I've been on this pad. This is where it all started for me. This is where it all started for me. Down here at the pad, basically about 4 years ago. 4 years ago, folks, this is where I was. Now look at me now. Now I've been through one lease completion, 172.73. Close, but no cigar. 172.38. 170. I guess they're taking the 170s out of here. A lot of 170s here. Of course, you never find the one you need. 168, 69. But yeah, man, this brings back memories. Standing on the pad. It was actually a pretty mellow winter that year, and all I did was pad training. I went out of one little trip. How you doing, boss? One little trip I went out on. There it is. Nope, that's not it. False alarm. There it is. 172.58. Right there. This is the guy right here. Right there. Alright. So we're going to do a spin-a-rooney. Hooked up over here. Make sure there's no students running me over. So yeah, like I said, this is where it all started. 4 years in December, actually December 23rd. No, I'm sorry, December 20. I left Christmas Day. I started my career. Well, not my career, because I didn't get hired. You don't get hired here until you pass your CDL. At Prime, they basically give you $200. At that time, they gave you $200 a week. 80. I lost track of my trailer now. Yeah. Okay. So back then, they gave you $200 a week, which I didn't need, but they gave it to me anyway. Then they take out, once you get hired, once you get your CDL, you pass your CDL, they give you, they take out $25 a week for forever. It felt like forever. I declined it, but yet they still gave it to me anyway. Long story short, memories. It's the first time I've been down here since that time. So anyway, I went home for Thanksgiving, spent about 11 days at home. I dropped this truck off at Peterbilt to do the fuel injectors, specifically to do the fuel injectors. So a day later, I get a call from Peterbilt. All right, let me back up. My check engine light went on in Michigan. After I picked up a load, going down 94. Let me dump my bags here. Going down 94, I got check engine light on. I pull over immediately, let road assist know what's going on. They said, oh, there's a problem with a cylinder 4 misfire. So I'm like, okay, that's not good. So anyway, so I brought it in. And they said, yeah, after all the testing, they said your fuel injectors are all messed up. Every one of them, all 6. So they're like, here's an option. We can, let me shut this off. We can fix them here, but being it's Friday, you're probably going to need a hotel room for Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, possibly you'll be ready Wednesday. I said, there's no way I'm spending 5 days in a hotel. I said, I'm under a load. They can't get it repowered. It was a produce load. So they said, okay, the check engine light's on now, but let me tell you. So they gave me the whole handout, graphs and everything, and it showed that not one is operating in the normal range. Just below normal on 3 and below normal on the others. So they're like, yeah, you're good. You can go. You know, I told them what my plan was going to do was to drop this off and ride up to Pittston, Pennsylvania, and drop the trailer off, and then go run to Peterbilt up here in the Poconos. They're like, yeah, it's fine. You should have no problem. They put cleaner in. They put power source fuel injector cleaner in, a lot of it. So you should be fine. So long story short, the check engine light has not come on since. And I dropped it off at Peterbilt. They said I would get a call the next day, and they said, no, we can't do it. We can't work on it. You would have to pay for it. I go, why? There's a documented history of having fuel injector problems with this truck. It was just in the shop Friday. Like, well, your check engine light's off. We under the clause of the warranty with Peterbilt, we can only service it if the check engine light stays on. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Nope. Nope, the check engine light has to be on for us to do anything. So there it is. Basically wasted my time, but anyway, I got my city horn back on because the city horn broke. They had to order a new one. Shit the bed, and I did another PM and a chassis lube and all that good stuff. So anyway, so I'm off to Manuka with this empty trailer, and then we'll go from there. We'll keep you posted, folks. Alright, YouTube, what's up? BigH Trucking. I'm in the emergency area on I-80 in Ohio, near Amherst. I think the mile marker is about 139. Let me straighten this guy out. Anyway, I just wanted to finish talking about my experience with Peterbilt. Not too happy with them. I love the product, but I don't like the company. I'm not really a fan of the company or the people that set their regulations or rules pertaining to fixing a truck. As I mentioned in the last segment, I had an issue. I know I have an issue with fuel injectors. As I mentioned, they did a diagnostic after doing a thorough cleaning, and we're still having all 6 injectors, 3 being worse than the other 3, that are operating below normal parameters. So I drop it off at Hunter, Peterbilt, up by Pittston. Told him what was going on, gave him the documentation from the other dealership up in Michigan. And I got a call the next day, which I kind of alluded to, but I'm going to go a little deeper this time, saying they couldn't do the service because the check engine light was off, and the other Peterbilt dealership didn't start what they call a TSA, which shows that, hey, listen, we have a problem here. Even though they gave me a whole bunch of graphs and measurements, for some reason it's not in the computer. Now I don't know if was told a fib or not. I have to believe that the gal said she spoke to a woman, which is correct, because there was a woman who was like the service advisor. When you first walked into Peterbilt, she was there to take the information. So I kind of have to believe the gal from Hunter. Anyway, it dawned on me. It's always at the after you leave a place, they couldn't do the job because there's no TSA started in the computer system, and there's no check engine light, so they pretty much flat refused to change the injectors unless I was willing to pay for it. Even though they know that there's problems with 23 and 24 Peterbilt fuel injectors, they still, when Ford or Chevy or Chrysler or whatever, Nissan, Toyota, whatever model, if there's a problematic part to a car, to an engine, whatever, they make what they call a nationwide recall. It's called an open campaign. You can go to any of the manufacturer's website and you could look under open campaigns and see if your car has a certain issue with it that may need addressing. You bring it back to the dealership, whether it's a loaner car or not, they fix the issue. Well, apparently there's a new Gen 2 fuel injectors that Peterbilt claims that resolves the problem with what's going on. What's going on, without getting technical, is basically the biofuels that are mixed with diesel today causes a waxing or a buildup, I guess lack of better words, a buildup of gunk inside of the nozzle of the fuel injector. Now, these fuel injectors are 45,000 psi, which means it's a microscopic hole that this fuel is shooting at high pressure into the cylinder to cause an explosion. Again, I don't know when my engine was made. My buddy's going through the same process right now. He's up in Denver. Check engine light came on. His came off. But they know, okay, hey, listen, boom, done. We got to do a cleaning. We got to follow a protocol that Peterbilt sets forth. Getting back to Hunter, I don't understand, because every time I usually leave a dealership, the port where they scan the engine or the computer with is always left dangling. But for some reason, they're all allergic, whether it's Prime or Peterbilt dealerships all over the country. They tend to, when they finish the truck, not close that cover for the port for the scanner. Blows my mind. Anyway, for the first time, I noticed that it was closed. I didn't think much of it. I talked to the warranty gal at Hunter, talked to the service advisor at Hunter, I talked to the receptionist at Hunter, and I said, listen, I am not a happy customer. I know at some point in time, I'm going to have to bring this into the shop for reasons that we all know what's going on. So instead of doing it while I was on home time, I'm going to have to now do it while I'm on the road for the next 3 months. That's right, I'm not going home for Christmas or New Year's. I don't really, for Prime, they're doing this raffle, but whatever, that's not why I'm out here. So somewhere in that 90-day window, this check engine light is possibly going to go off. It's not a matter of when, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when this check engine light goes off. Because according to the service advisor up in Michigan, you got bad injectors. We cleaned it, seems to be fine for now, but it's a matter of time. So instead of saying to themselves and saying, okay, customers complaining that he hears knocking, let's just plug in to verify whether or not he's correct. They didn't even do that. I was talking to my buddy today, and this is when it all dawned. This all makes sense. It's all learning moments. It's all things that you need to, when stuff like this happens, put it in the back of your mind and say, okay, if it happens again, this is what we're going to do. His check engine light went off in Peterbilt in Denver. So he messaged Road Assist and said, hey, listen, check engine light's off. What do you want me to do? And so Road Assist's like, no, stay there and get it scanned, and just to make sure to validate it. His check engine light went out. They hooked up the scanner, and sure enough, it's exactly what's going on with my misfire in cylinder 4, yada, yada, yada. which then made me think, after speaking to him, like, why didn't Hunter, knowing that the customer, me, was complaining about issues? It came from a dealership, documented, handed them the piece of paper. She read it, they read it, and because, again, they didn't start a TSA, they couldn't work on it without me paying for it because the check engine light's not on. How stupid is that? Knowing, again, nationwide, these trucks with the PACCAR engines in it, just PACCAR, I don't know anything about the Cummins, but it's the PACCAR engines having fuel injector problems. Okay, let's resolve it. The customer's there, let's pull them out, put new ones in, and on his merry way, all said and done. No. We can't work on it. In fact, we're not going to even put a scan tool to see if the code's in there. Yeah, they cleared. She said, well, now I'm thinking about it again. She had mentioned that once they turn the check engine light off, it's called clearing the codes. So I don't know if my engine has got a stored code in there, or they wiped out the code altogether. But I'm still hearing what I'm hearing. I'm hearing knocking noise. Doesn't happen often, but it's still happening, and the check engine light's still not on. So what I'm thinking of doing, the plan is, go get this load, bring it up to Massachusetts, and just let Prime know, hey, listen, man, I'm still hearing this knocking noise. The check engine light is not on, because we both know that I've got problems with the injectors. Prime gets the same information that I get. Whether or not they will hook a scan tool and see if the code is there, and if the code's there, let's just change it out. Let's be done with it. Or do I gotta, or am I just wasting my time? And should I just keep going down the road until that check engine light comes on? I don't know. But again, his check engine light went off by itself. My check engine light went off because they cleared the code. So I'm thinking like maybe it's wiped out in the computer and there's no scan tool needed, and until it returns. Now eventually it's going to return, but I'm trying to nip this problem in the bud. Knowing my luck, I'm not going to win any raffles. It's going to be December 23rd at 2 o'clock in the morning where the check engine light comes on. Hope not. And I got to sit somewhere until December 26th when they come back to work with short staff because of holidays. But, listen, this is the problem with the trucking industry. It's one of the problems. There's many problems, but one of the problems with manufacturers across the board is that they know there's a fault. They know there's a problem, but they're not proactive in saying, you know what? Bad injectors, we figured it out. Let's just, as they come in, let's just change them out. Stop at the cleaning, because cleaning is only putting a Band-Aid on a wound. It's going to come back on again. How long you get, I don't know. I could get another, I'm personally adding power source into my fuel tanks, which is the injector cleaner that they recommend, made by Cummins. Power source is sold in every truck stop in the country. It's a little pricey at the truck stops. I paid on Amazon. I bought 2 cases, and it was $94. So let's just do quick math. It's about $19, $18 or so. So it's a lot cheaper. It's probably like $10 cheaper off Amazon than it is at the truck stop. But hey, listen, it is what it is. You can pay now and pay later, eventually. So I suggest anyone's got a 24 Peterbilt that hasn't had a check engine light on yet, because it's just a matter of time, get power source. It's a fuel injector cleaner. They also sell the winter gel that has the cleaner in it too. Same power source by Cummins, and start adding it to your tanks. The good news is that when the check engine light goes on, you don't necessarily, the truck stalls and you got to get to the side of a shoulder. You can drive it, but you better stop sooner than later and get into a Peterbilt, because there's a misfire in that cylinder, and when you have a misfire, it can lead to some catastrophic stuff. So my point is this: if you do get it, pull over, contact road assist, Tell them what's going on. Sometimes they can see it, sometimes they can't see what's going on. Usually it comes up as a misfire. They don't pinpoint it exactly, but they see that there's a code. And get it over to Peterbilt and have it done, whether you're loaded or not loaded. I was under a produce load when it initially happened. I didn't want to stop. This is 4 o'clock in the morning, you know, but I went to the dealership, hung out until they opened up, and they did their thing. No. But again, Peterbilt, there's no way they should let the truck out of the shop in Hunter. Peterbilt should have honored that they have a problem with these injectors in the pack car engines. Let's change it out. No. They do a song and a dance. And again, it's nothing against the employees at Peterbilt. It's not them. It's the higher-ups that, again, create these policies and these steps, or engineers, or whatever, whoever designed this stuff, just to make your life that much tougher. And there's no reason for that to happen. When it could, again, just change them out. So anyway, that's my gripe. That's my vent. That's my rant for Friday afternoon. On my way to Manuka. I'll get there sometime tomorrow because I'm never going to make it all the way there today. I'm only about halfway through Ohio. And from there, we got a great load going up to Massachusetts for a Tuesday morning delivery. So again, maybe the information I gave you will help you out. Don't panic. Other than that, the truck runs great. Couldn't be happier with the truck, but eventually the glitch will be worked out. I just wish again that they had done it while I was at home for 10 days and wouldn't be making a video right now. So with that being said, hey, listen, be safe and enjoy your Friday, enjoy your weekend. Peace out.